Hey everyone, what is going on? So we're going up against Jokes in the Nightmare Cup, and this is my finalized Nightmare Cup team. As you can see, I have God of War, Blanzong, Zatu, Toxicroak, Hypno, and Skunk Tank, and I feel like this is a pretty solid team. God of War is really good, but the thing is, it also really doesn't do well if you're going up against a bite user like Skunk Tank or Drapion or Alolan Raticate if they have bite, and because I mean it's neutral to it, but God of War is a frail Pokemon, so you'll still be taking a lot of damage, right? So that's definitely one good way to counter God of War, but also Blanzong is another good way. So God of War is certainly not unbeatable. I know some people were saying, well, Nightmare Cup is going to be broken, it's going to be unbalanced thanks to Charm, and I totally understand where you're coming from. It's not that I disagree with it, because I don't. I do think that Charm is really, really powerful in this cup in general, because I mean at the end of the day it is a psychic type, but it's also part fairy God of War, so it's not going to be weak to dark moves. However, because of how frail it is and because of how much damage bite does, it's still going to chip away at it, and you'll be able to in some situations knock out the Pokemon before they're able to knock you out with Charm. So yeah, it's definitely can be counted. I feel like Blanzong is also a good way to do that. You're not going to be taking much at all from Charm, and yeah, so there's other solid Pokemon, you know, like bite users, which actually my team is relatively weak to. I have the Blanzong, I have the Zatu, I have the Hypno, all weak to dark moves, and God of War even, you know, it's not weak to the dark bite, but it does a lot of damage, so my team is actually really weak to that. I feel like Drapion with bite is probably better than Skunk Tank with bite, because I was going up against Drapion's, and Drapion was just doing more damage. It got to Aqua Tail faster than Skunk Tank could get to move, so Drapion is probably the way to go. And as for Hypno, I didn't add another move onto it. It currently has Focus Blast. I would want to remove that probably for, I don't know, I'd want to say one of the elemental attacks, maybe Thunder Punch. I'd have to think about it. But and as for God of War, I didn't invest in any more health. It's only at 1311, so obviously if I was to have a Nightmare tournament, I would increase that a little bit. But overall, I feel like it's a pretty solid team. But let me know what you guys think, and let me know your Nightmare Cup team. I feel like most people probably won't be doing a Nightmare Cup, but if you happen to be doing one, definitely let me know your team. And also let me know what team you would go with if you were going to do a Nightmare Cup, even if you're not doing it, because I am curious to hear about it. And it'll definitely be interesting. But yeah, the Nightmare Cup, definitely not one of my favorite cups. It actually gave me nightmares. I know that was a bad joke, but literally, I did really bad in this cup in my local tournament. I'm not making any excuses. I just did bad in it. So you know, that's why I don't really have fond memories of it, I guess. But I feel like I would enjoy the cup a little bit more now than I did back then. I don't know. Maybe it's the addition of God of War or Charm. I don't know. Maybe that's why I would like it. It is a rock paper scissors format for the most part, so maybe that's why people don't like it. That's definitely one of the reasons it wasn't my favorite cup. I don't like the 3 types. I wish there was more than 3 types in this cup. So I don't know. There's a bunch of different reasons, but overall, yeah, this is the video we're going with, and this is the team I am going with. So pretty satisfied with this team if I was to do the cup, you know, and yeah. But let's start to commentate some of these battles. So we currently have the Blanzong right now going for that heavy slam move, hitting an excellent on it. Not doing anything because he will decide to block that one, and he does get off a move against me. I don't have any shields, so I can only assume it's going to be Dark Pulse, as it is. He doesn't have to bluff because we don't have any shields, so no need to bluff, and he's actually able to get off a move. But because Skunk Tank is going to resist the Dark Pulse, I am going to be able to survive it, and I try to get to my Crunch, and we are actually able to get to Crunch, and this is definitely going to be enough to knock out that Alolan Muk. So we are able to take that game. So we do go ahead and pick up that one. So that was a fine game. That was a fun game. Yeah. So we win that, and we're going to go ahead and jump into another game. And for this game, we are beginning with God of War. He does lead with his Alolan Raticate, so we definitely have a positive matchup. He's going to have to switch out ASAP, otherwise that Raticate is going down. Well, That's not necessarily true. I mean, I don't know if his has bite, but if it has bite, it could do a lot of damage to my God of War, as I mentioned earlier. So maybe it's not the worst decision in the world to stay in if it does have bite. I noticed that he started to lag, and it does appear that he does have bite. So I guess he could have actually stayed in against God of War, but I guess he wanted to switch out. But anyway, we are able to hit Flamethrower against his Alolan Raticate. Hoping that he does not shield this one. He does go ahead and decide to shield that, so that's another reason I'm not too fond of Skunk Tank. Not only does it take a while to get to his charge moves, it takes forever, but once you get to one, they could just shield it anyway, right? And you wasted all that energy. Not that it's a waste, I mean, you take their shield, but yeah, so now we're going to be hit with a Hyper Fang, but we're going to go ahead and shield that, and he does decide to pull the switch into Drapion, so I'm actually going to go ahead and switch out a little bit late on the switch, but it is what it is. We bring in Toxicroak, going to go ahead and block this Aqua Tail, and because we don't want to take it, and because Toxicroak is a frail Pokemon, so it could take an Aqua Tail, but it's going to put it at low health, so I decided not to take it. We do knock out his Drapion, and he brings in his Alolan Raticate, but one counter is going to be able to knock it out. It is 4 times weak to fighting moves, so Counter can definitely get the job done. So it's a good game. So we're going to jump into another one, beginning with God of War again. He does begin with his Alolan Raticate again, so I believe he pulls the switch as well. He does go ahead and pull that switch, not wanting to stay in, into Drapion. As you can see right now, I mean, we're doing good damage to him, but look how much damage he's doing with Bite. I mean, it is true that we're only at 1311 CP, so if we were closer to 1500, obviously we'd be able to take them a little bit better, but not by much. Yeah, we still take a load of damage, and he's just able to finish us off. So we bring in Skunk Tank, and we're going to be able to finish off his Drapion. But we took a little bit of damage, and he does have switch priority, so he's at an advantage, although he does bring in Alolan Raticate. I will switch into Toxicroak, and he actually doesn't switch. I was really surprised. I was expecting him to pull his... Oh, no, maybe he was switch locked. Maybe that's why he couldn't switch. Not 100% on that. That could be a possibility, or it could be something that he has in the back. Actually, yeah, that must be, because why would you not switch into Bronzong against the Toxicroak? So that's what I'm assuming. But anyway, we go ahead for the Mud Bomb. He is going to go ahead and block that and then knock out Toxicroak, as he should. So we bring in Skunk Tank, and Bite is just going to be able to knock it out. He did lag a little bit at this point, but it didn't matter because we still had the advantage. We were still going to win this game. We had a shield. We're going to be able to block this Heavy Slam and just go to town on his Bronzong and be able to rip right through it and win with Skunk Tank. So we do go ahead and pull that one out. But yeah, so that was another awesome win, and we're gonna jump into another game. Let's see how this one goes. I don't think I used Hypno much. I think I used it maybe once. But anyway, he leads with Bronzong, we lead with Skunk Tank, so a really positive matchup for us. I'm actually surprised he decides to stay in as long as he did, but he does pull the switch, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch into Xatu. And again, I should have switched a little bit faster than I did, so I don't know. Either way, he hits us with the Sludge Bomb, so that was, I guess, a mistake not to block it. I guess I should have threw up the shield. I was expecting a Mud Bomb. I was thinking he would throw one at me, but not the case. It happens. It's okay. So we had the advantage, but he actually goes ahead and takes it away from us because we made a foolish play and did not shield that. Or either that or a bad prediction. You know, you could call it a bad prediction, I guess. I thought he was going to bluff me. It didn't happen. But he brings in his Bronzong, and we're going to go ahead and use Mud Bomb. So I was expecting the shield at that point, and of course he does pull up the shield, and we do get one more Mud Bomb off, which is good, except we're already super low health. So we're going to be knocked out. He actually lets that go through, which I was surprised about. I didn't think he would because that Bronzong was doing well, except, well, I guess now he has his shield against our Skunk Tank, and obviously Skunk Tank would have taken out the Bronzong, so I guess that was actually a good decision not to shield, because he knew I had the Skunk Tank, so that was actually a good play, so what am I talking about? But anyway, he goes ahead and hits us with an Aqua Tail. I was thinking of just letting it go through, because I figured I had lost this one anyway. But I do go ahead and decide to throw up the shield, and we're going to get hit now, and we're going to be able to take a loss. So we do go ahead and lose that one. So this is a good game. That was a good game. We did have the lead advantage, but we gave it away when we did not shield with Xatu. I would say that was my mistake, because if we kept the Xatu, we would have had an extra Pokemon, and we would have definitely won that. But it's okay, you know, it's okay. But for this game, he definitely catches us on the lead. I have to switch out immediately. I had no choice. I had to. So he's going to pull the switch into Toxicroak, and again, he's at the lead advantage, so there's really not a whole lot we can do. I mean, we have that Skunk Tank against his Toxicroak. You know, he's just going to town with that count. There's not a whole lot we could do. We're going to, you know. So we do go ahead and get off a Crunch. And that is going to be met with a shield. Which, I mean, that was a good play. He should have shielded. I would have shielded that as well. But he does go ahead and throw up the Mud Bomb against us. I am going to go ahead and shield. Not a whole lot I could do. I mean, I wasn't expecting to win this game. But, yeah, I mean, Bite is still taking a good chunk away from Toxicroak, I guess, but because of how fast Toxicroak charges up, it just absolutely destroys us, especially since we're weak. Well, we're not weak to counter, we're neutral to it, but we're weak to Mud Bomb. But we do go ahead and bring in Toxicroak and wait to see what he comes in with, which I knew was going to be the Bronzong, or at least I was expecting it to be Bronzong. But, yeah, it is Bronzong. And we're going to go ahead and throw up that Mud Bomb. But again, doesn't really matter at this point. I was not expecting to come out on top. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch. Switch into Gardevoir. This is not going to do anything for us, as you could see, right? But we're going to be hit with this Heavy Slam. And that is going to absolutely destroy us. And then he'll be able to knock out Toxicroak. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, click on one of the links to check out another one of my videos that you'll probably enjoy.